Check. So today we have the one and only Freak on. This guy's out in some nice warm weather. I'm out here in New York cleaning out my goddamn gutters full of ice. All right, yeah, man. So welcome to the show. Stoked to have you on Wednesday. Shit, let's start right off the bat. The couple more crew. I play the shit out of the Megan Thee Stallion joint. I play the
Oh
shit
yeah.
out of that medium rare EP. We got Freak on, based out of LA. Sink or Swim, Medium Rare, Do Not Duplicate, Dim Mac, Hood Politics, um, Dr. Fresh Prescription, Confession, In Rotation, Box of Cats, and probably a million more too. So this dude has been putting out some fire lately, so I want to get him on the show, have him come through, give a chat with the crew. Welcome, man. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having me. Stoked to be here.
Usually we start right off. Or first off, do you have a Twitch account yet?
Yeah, I'm not too active on there right now, but I do have a Twitch account. It's just
Freak on Music?
pretty sure it's freak underscore on.
Cool. I'll drop it in the chat.
I'll find it for you here in a second. I'm not on here a ton right now because where I was streaming in California, we moved out, so I lost my place to stream.
It's all good. It's that's what I've been trying to get on everyone is like even if you just make a name and like at least we have a place we can send people for when you start doing some streaming shit.
Yeah, so it's freak underscore on underscore all caps on the freak and on. And I'll host this. Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Right off the bat, let us know, how the whole DJ production, how everything started. So first off, where are you from? LA? Where are you from?
No. I grew up in Oregon.
We're in Oregon Trail.
Yeah, actually the end of the Oregon Trail. 30 minutes south of Portland, called Oregon City. So out on sort of a farm, boonies area around horses and all that stuff. So kind of left that life and decided to do music. Well, I've been doing music my whole life. I started with guitar and all that. Tried to do the band thing in high school. Thought that was the cool thing to do. Loved going to Warped Tour and all that stuff. So was into that, and then it blew my mind just seeing that on a large scale, and kind of left that, went to college, and that's where I kind of found my love for dance music, was in college through some homies.
Where'd you go to college?
And that's where I kind of started my journey. Oregon State University.
Cool.
In Oregon.
So then let's take it from there. So then start getting into electronic music. When did you actually start producing?
2015. So it was my last year in college. I downloaded a DAW, and
which one?
What's the one made by Apple? I can't even think of it anymore. Logic, yes.
Nice.
So I got in Logic, and then my friend gave me Ableton, and jumped into Ableton and never went back. So been Ableton ever since then. Kind of self-taught myself pretty much everything I know. Watched videos here and there, but a lot of my learning's been through just producing with other people and kind of seeing what they do, all their techniques, and then figuring stuff out myself as well. Just trial and error.
Hell yeah. So from there, how did you end up in Los Angeles?
So through my friends in college, I met Tony Fresh.
Shout out Dr. Fresh.
Shout out Dr. Fresh. He was playing the spring break event called SWAT in Lake Havasu. And he was a Sigma Chi as well in LA, and I was one in Oregon State. So we kind of bonded on that and hung out and just talked music, stayed connected. Every time he was in Portland, we'd hang out, and I would open for him. And so we just became really good friends. And he started talking to me about starting a music label called The Prescription, and wanted me to be part of the team. So I was like, all right, let's do this. And then he had a room open up in Venice in 2018, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna move. Kind of left my whole life in Oregon, made the decision in 2 days, and was like, I got to get out of here. This is like meant to be. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, never looked back.
I did a couple shows with him. I keep saying last year, but I guess it's 2 years ago now since all this crazy
Yeah,
shit. But I didn't realize that, he the what is it, Sigma Chi?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that all those guys were all there, and I met. They did a little interview, and I met a bunch of his brothers, and that
Oh
was a
no
big
way.
thing. And um, I never really was involved with that, so I never knew how close knit. Even that it was that, like, all these guys were just into everything that he did. He's got like a crazy following from
Yeah,
colleges from all over the place.
yeah.
But it
Some
was
people
really
take that
interesting. It
stuff.
was cool shit. And he's got to be
Yeah.
one of the nicest dudes in the world too. I love that dude.
Oh, one of the nicest, if not the nicest.
Yeah, I got to get him on the show for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so you 2018 you moved to LA. Um, so you work with Tony out there.
Yeah, yeah. We kind of jumped into it, started to get the brand going, and at the time I wasn't even Freak on yet. I was going by my old moniker, Vincent de France, and I just like was thinking a lot about it. I was like, I kind of just want to rebrand. I didn't see any branding potential around my old moniker, and so him and I just started talking about it. And he said it was a good idea. He was mentoring me through everything,
Fuck yeah.
and so I just started to brainstorm. And one day I was just sitting on the couch, and Freakon just entered my head, and I couldn't get it out of my head. So I was like, maybe this is the move.
Yeah, get your
Uh,
freak
get
on.
your
Hell
get your
yeah.
freak on. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly. So September 2018, kind of just started planning, got the logo, and then I dropped my Spice Girls edit. I think November was my first Freakon release, self-release on on SoundCloud. And sorry, that's when it all started. Was November 2018,
Sick.
and then we launched the prescription label in January 2019.
So is he still doing the prescription label? Didn't he, wasn't there a rebranding of that too?
Yeah, so they had to rebrand, some unfortunate circumstances, but we had to ditch the prescription name, and now he's doing House Call Rex.
House Call. That's what it is. That's what it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, and
yeah,
shout out House Call Records.
yep. So they've been dropping some fire lately,
Um
every month.
so then so shit. I mean, just going through the labels, you've had quite a few releases. Um a lot of times we kind of talk about how being an artist and on the come up, and then getting smashed with this pandemic bullshit, and like
Yeah,
how you navigated that, and how that maybe talk us through. um we try to keep everything as positive as possible. Obviously sometimes we got to talk about some negative stuff, but like maybe the light at the end of the tunnel, because I know in the beginning of it, it was just fucked up. It was scary. It was
yeah.
not cool. It was
No, it,
soul
it was it was
crushing.
it was hard. Yeah, heartbreaking for sure. Because 2019 felt like such a great year. Everyone was doing something. Everyone was coming up fast. You know,
2020 was our
uh,
year.
that's what everyone was saying. That it's like it really was a saying. I finally was seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, as far as like this was for sure going to be something that I was going to do for the rest of my life. Um, I started to see festivals cut, like, I got booked at Shambhala, and that was like my biggest. Yeah, that was thanks to Tony as well for plugging me with the people. But that was like my biggest thing I was looking forward to in 2020. And then it just like I saw the like downward trend of all these festivals canceling. And so at the beginning of 2020, it was like pretty heartbreaking. It kind of like took the wind out of my sails. But luckily I lived in a house with Tony and my other friend Binge Watch, and they were uh, both, two creative heads that were to be easy to be around. So it was easy to, push each other to be creative and, um, keep working on music instead of just like giving up on everything. And we set up a live stream in our basement, and just kept the steam rolling as much as we could, with what we had. But it was always in the back of your head, like, damn, when is this really gonna end? Or it's hard to want to write club tracks when you're not playing out in the club and all that. But luckily, I didn't like totally, um, you know, stop. I kept working and just tried to forget about what the current climate was and just focus on making sure that I was building the Freecon brand like I would, even if we were in a pandemic. So
Well, you seem to be doing pretty good, man. I see you got a bunch of releases coming up, and we ma- and it sounds like you did better than I did because I couldn't write music for almost 6 months. I'm like just kind of getting back into, and I moved completely out of New York City, and so I'm just
yeah,
getting back into the mindset. Finally, getting my studio built and finishing
right,
tunes again. But man, the first 8 months, even though we're like 11 months, maybe almost a year into it now, it's
yeah.
wild, wild shit. Um, so you what do you have exactly? What's on the menu for what you got coming up next?
So March, I got a Techni release. That's actually not this coming Friday. Next Friday is like March 5th, I believe.
Tight.
Um, so that's my first release of 2020. Um, and then later on, I got the House Call Rex release called Recycle That. And then the next few months, I got the remix for you guys. Um, and then a remix for Nervo on Thrive, I believe it is. That's in April.
Word.
And then summer's kind of built out with Sonny Fodera's label. Have a EP coming out. I don't know what the exact dates are on that, but that's pretty much what I got for the next 6 months.
Tight, man. What about
Uh,
shows? Have any shows been coming in, or have you had to turn down shit, or how do you feel about all that side of things?
no big shows coming in yet, so I don't know. It's an iffy subject for sure in the community. It's kind of hard. I know a lot of people are split on it. Um, it's
I
kind of
see
just
John Summit fucking playing shows nonstop right now, and I'm like, you know what? And he and I also see friends of mine secretly playing shows, like not doing it publicly, or doing it
yeah,
publicly but not promoting on their socials. And I respect John Summit. He's obviously a dope producer and kind of
yeah,
just blew up out of nowhere the past year.
yeah,
But
huge now.
he was like, man, if you're gonna fucking do shows, like claim that you're gonna do the shows. That's weak to be like either
Yeah,
way. He's like, I'm doing shows. Like, how much longer do
yeah,
you want us to stay in? The
yeah,
so I actually respect his that outlook on it, and I was really against it for a minute. I'm still on the fence. Offers
yeah,
been coming in, and I still been just like, I don't know. But it seems like we're doing a lot better, and I guess that's the scary part is jumping the gun too soon and then going right back to the same shit. But
yeah,
man,
yeah,
people gotta live, people gotta dance, people gotta just get some common sense so we can get this thing going. But
yeah. I mean, I'm almost wondering if like Florida's immunity has gone up because they just been gone or what. But those shows are packed, and
no
I
masks.
don't,
Yeah, they
yeah,
don't
no
give
mask.
a fuck.
I don't know if I've really heard anything about uh its effects on cases or whatnot or deaths. I mean, but who knows? I mean, I don't know if we ever get fed all the information or not. So all I know is it's legal in Florida, and people want to work and they gotta work. And I mean, if it's there, if you build it, they will come. Pretty much is the thing. So it's if one person isn't doing it, the other person is going to be doing it.
Well, what was
Um,
crazy, what I saw is that's the Super Bowl was in Tampa, wasn't it?
yeah,
Is the they had a Super Bowl, all kinds of parties, all kinds of shit going on, and then the festival that they do in Tampa. That sounds like they just canceled that or canned that. So it's
yeah,
wild. I guess it's a money thing, obviously. Like they Tampa makes a lot of money if the Super Bowl's there. So I guess that's how everything is. That's what I wanted to ask you too. That Megan the Stallion remix, was that official? That was a bootleg?
no, no,
Man,
that was a
man,
bootleg.
that's the I still, at least once a month, I still play the fucking shit out of that track. People
Oh,
love that
appreciate
track.
it. Thanks. Yeah, that was like just a. I was just laying in bed one night and kind of just popped into my head. I don't know if I saw a commercial with that song on there or something. I was like, damn, that could be a fun remix. So I just kind of whipped it up in a night. Um, and it turned out to be like a fun one. So
Tight.
I don't know. I don't know. I might have been too late to the game on that popularity of that song,
No, I
but
thought it was perfect. That was my
yeah,
stream weapon last year.
hell yeah,
Um, so you're in Ableton, you said, right?
yeah. How is the connection okay? By the way,
I think. Can you turn your mic up a little bit? I got you all the way up.
yeah,
Can,
yeah. Hold on.
yo, in the chat is can you guys hear us okay? Okay. Yeah, it seems fine over here.
Okay.
Yo, Crumsy, let me know if it's
Um,
better for you. That might be your connection, bro.
it's automatically adjust microphone volume,
Nah, you
but
should be good. I think that I
okay,
don't think that we should. I got you
okay,
cranked all the way up over here, and your levels look good over here. I might
okay,
actually
cool.
need to go up a tiny bit, but so maybe let us know what are your kind of go-to plugins, um, Ableton wise or anything wise.
So yeah, a lot of the time I don't know if you heard sub boom bass, Rob
Oh yeah,
Pappin sub boom
that's
bass.
my
Yeah,
shit. Hell yeah.
yeah, same here. So that's literally my bread and butter for bass lines usually. I just started experimenting with uh like sample based bass lines, just like throwing in like an 808 or something
Mm-hmm.
for a few of my tracks I just made, and those bang.
In
That was
like
a
the
lot of fun
simpler,
to.
the sampler or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I usually, I got, of course, I like the LFO tool by gosh, what's their name? What's the who makes Serum?
So
Z- Cypher? What is it? Expert?
X.
Yeah. So
They
I use their LFO tool.
Everyone that
I
comes on
like a
the
lot.
show says LF tool. That's one of the ones
Yeah,
always LFO
yeah,
tool.
yeah. I love using that. And then Decapitator by Sound Toys is a huge one that I just recently found out about probably a year ago. Started slapping that on all my basses, and it just made them stand out a little bit more. Makes them really fat. Um, does a lot to the tone of the bass too. So you can actually it just brings it out a lot more. You can hear it on all types of speakers. Instead of some tracks you make, play it on your phone, you can't even hear the low end. So
Hell
it
yeah.
does a lot with the harmonics and all that, which is nice. So those are my main go-to. Um, Other than that, I love the built-ins for the Ableton 10, like the drum bus built-in. I put it over my drums, just makes them a lot crispier, pushes them a little bit more. So if anyone has Ableton 10 and hasn't messed around with their drum bus plugin, go check that out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I used and bass boom is definitely a go to for me. And to be honest,
Yeah,
decapitator too. I make
yeah,
the bumps
Decapitator.
bass, all those bass lines are made with detuning sub bass boom joints.
Uh-huh. Or that's yeah. What was I was gonna say one more too. Oh, the Arteria plugins I like using a lot.
All right, so another question we ask on here. What is the weirdest thing right now in your studio?
The weirdest thing in my studio is not having a proper studio right now.
Well,
So
where you
I
make beats, you got to have something weird in there.
what did I have that was weird in my studio? I don't know. I kept it pretty clean, honestly.
Hey,
I had tiny hands that were middle
nothing
fingers
freaky,
instead
nothing to
of
get your
peace
freak on in
signs.
there.
Yeah, actually had whips and chains in the back.
Tight, tight.
So
That makes sense.
some handcuffs,
That
fuzzy,
makes
of
sense.
course. Yep. A whole ass bed too.
So what are some tips that you can give the crew to like how you've kept a positive mindset or been able to even finish tunes during the fuckery that's been going on in the
Yeah.
world?
Honestly, the first thing is I know it's hard to do, but ignoring all the negative and like watching the news and all that. Because I started to do that and it started to just bring my just everything down. So, stopped watching TV, stayed off, tried to stay away from Twitter a little bit and just surround myself with positive people that had like a good outlook on life, even, because it's really easy to just focus on the negative. We're kind of built as humans to look at the negative. So if you can surround yourself with people who are just positive all the time, not talking trash, not hating on other people, and just focusing on yourself, then you'll be okay, and you'll start to just see a turnaround in your mindset, and you'll want to kind of create positivity too. And for me, that's writing music because the most of it isn't I'm not writing music for myself. Most of the time it's because I want to like give something to people. I get a lot of joy out of when I play shows, seeing people having fun to like the music that I make. It just gives me a lot of just like, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm giving something, putting something out positive to this world. So
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great advice because it really is. You know, you attract what you surround yourself with, and
Yeah.
what you say, what you hear, what you listen to. So like,
Yeah.
just turning on the news for 5 minutes can fuck your whole day up these days.
Yeah, it
So it's
really
like
can.
just like gotta kind of
That,
put the
that's
earmuffs
happened more
on.
than once for me. Yeah.
I mean, I fight with that daily because I especially as artists, it's the Facebook thing. My
Yeah.
Facebook, the friends on my Facebook have changed. Usually, I used to have a wild amount of friends, and since the pandemic, where I was like daily, I was just deleting people and
Yeah.
blocking people left and right. So like, it's
Yeah.
almost like a purge. So now it's not as bad, and I wish I could just completely delete my account and not have to do anything with it. But I do a lot of promoting and especially for the streams and the groups
Yeah.
and stuff. So I can't. I'm stuck with Facebook. So I've been trying to make the best of it and just making sure that I spent a lot of time arguing last
Yeah.
last year
Yeah.
on Facebook, and man, that's the dumbest shit in the world.
It is. I learned really quick that no matter what you say, most people aren't going to change their mind these days. I don't know what it is, but people are just really stuck on their view and their view only. And I mean, you can look at yourself in the mirror too and say that you might be that way as well. So when you think about just trying to like push your view or trying to educate somebody, it's almost like this day and age just almost can't, because there's so much outward influence from the media and politicians and everything else in between, that most people are just getting fed that information constantly, especially if that's what they choose to see. It kind of turns into their bubble. So if you bring an outside perspective into it, they're going to forget about it in a week or two when they're still getting fed that, their information that they're choosing to see. So I have a love hate with social media. I wish it didn't exist. I wish, to a certain extent, but it's also really helped me. So,
Man, remember
but
when it didn't exist? Does anyone
yeah,
even remember
yeah.
that? It's getting to be
I mean,
what?
yeah.
How
I mean,
long ago was that? That was what?
MySpace was because I jumped
12
on
years
MySpace
ago,
pretty young. Yeah.
14 years ago was
So
MySpace.
I'm just glad that I had a childhood up until what, maybe I was 12 when I got on MySpace, 12 or 13. But I
Man, I
still
got
didn't
some
have a
years on
phone.
you.
Yeah, so I'm just glad that I kind of grew up without, a phone in my hand. Unlike kids these days, I kind of feel bad for them. But yeah, I don't like being on Twitter. That's the one place I can stay away from. Instagram's fun, but it's been really frustrating lately with reach. And I don't know what they're doing, if they're just throttling all these artists or whatnot, but trying to get you to spend money. But that's been the most frustrating part for me, is like I want to be able to talk about my music and my achievements, or let people know about stuff, but my reach has just gone down by a
Man,
ton, and almost makes me just want to delete it.
yeah, everyone's feeling that though, and that's why for the past couple years, that was especially like my manager's like, you got to get a post up, you got to get a post up, and
Yeah,
at
yeah,
first I was really into it, and and one of the best things I did was when there was shows, I always invest in photos or video, if possible, and that has kind of helped carry me through this pandemic with
right,
like content still. But that shit isn't
yeah,
easy. Even just coming up with something to say that's not like, okay, this is like your daily dumbass post that like you
right,
have to do because you need your uh, interactions to like pick up and shit. So like
yeah,
it's a chasing your tail game that takes away some. It can do both, but I think for the most part it can really take away some substance of what you're actually doing. So man,
yeah,
there's this whole pandemic I think has helped me find balance in that as well. Yeah, engagement exactly.
yeah,
Um, but that's why I like Twitch. Is just like there's people that there's not a million people that are ever watching my stuff, but the
yeah.
people that are there are like the people that I love and that are supportive and
It's more
that
of a community aspect.
exactly.
Yeah,
And now the other
not
things are
like,
just I use Facebook basically so people know when Twitch shit is going on or release is
yeah,
going on. You
right,
dropped the Illuminati. Yo, only details. What up, man? Yeah, all shit's all fucking Illuminati. So basically, instead of posting political shit or news stuff, I'm usually trying to now this year at least convince everyone to buy Bitcoin and Chainlink and
yeah,
cryptocurrency. So now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever you think, but make some money when the bull
yeah.
market's going on. Make some fucking money. And the U.S.
Just
dollar
invest
is
in yourself,
fucked.
right?
Exactly. That's basically what you. Yeah, invest in yourself.
Oh, I was gonna say, with the social media thing and everything, we've kind of had to turn into like comedians and meme creators too. Like I feel like that gets way more engagement now than like a cool press shot or a cool, post from a show.
I feel that.
Like I've kind of knows, like, you have to you have to be a meme, a walking meme, and a DJ and a producer. So
I think some of the most interaction that I've had or engagement that I've had is the face swap app when I put my face on Selena Gomez or no, oh, who's the other
was it Jennifer Lopez,
female pop star? No, the other little
Ariana
young one.
Grande?
Yes, yes, yes. And I did that one, and I did another one. That's been I don't know how I forgot her name. I was definitely obsessed with her for a while, but um, I've it's just a fucking. It's like we're in a goddamn movie,
Yeah,
which exciting. It's like a drama. It's a
uh,
comedy. It's a
for
tragedy.
real. It's a simulation, man.
It's a simulation. Did you see the virtual reality Pioneer setup?
No.
So there's a company that has a it's a complete duplicate of I forgot what it is. If anybody knows in the chat, drop it. But there's like a Pioneer, the whole 900 mixer, CDJ 2000s, and I was trying to scratch. You can almost actually kind of scratch on it. Like you
Uh
don't have
huh.
a lot, but you use the things and you can grab the whatever. You can use the filters, all the effects, the loops. beat
No
match.
way.
Like it's fucking crazy. So the future the future is a simulation. If we're not already in a simulation, the future definitely
Yeah,
is a simulation.
yeah. We're all gonna be like tied into a network into our brains and just sit in a room and get fed through a
Man,
tube and just
have
live
you ever
somewhere else.
seen Ready Player One?
Yeah, yeah.
That's we are getting so fucking close to that, and it's
We
kind of
really are.
exciting, kind of scary, but with the especially with you know the U.S. dollar is going to be extinct. I would say in the next
Yeah,
5 years, and then cryptocurrency is just going to be where you can. I don't know, crazy. If you haven't watched that movie, I'm gonna actually watch that again tonight. I meant to watch that again
yeah. It's a
recently.
good.
Well, hopefully that's not going to be too much longer, and it's good to point out that there is the numbers are going down,
Yeah,
and
there's light at the end of the tunnel for sure.
we will get back. We will come back. We'll come back better, bigger, hopefully happier than ever. And
Yeah, I that's what I want to see is a conscious change in attitude. I hope everyone comes back better, happier and nicer than we were before. We were
yeah,
getting people were getting pretty mean, bullying people and with the whole cancel culture stuff. Some of that was getting to I think a little too intense.
oh yeah,
So I mean, you can drive people to really, push them down a bad hole of depression with the whole cancel culture stuff. So hopefully when things come back, and I just saw what UK said they might be open by the summer, which is promising because their cases were pretty bad as well.
yeah. We were
Um,
always that kind of right behind them. So hopefully,
yeah,
fuck man, hopefully, hit DJ DB 303 says bigger, better, stronger, faster. Talk about depressing. Did you see the
and
news today?
yeah, did you watch the video?
I did. I didn't watch it
Jeez.
until uh, Black V-neck posted. If you don't shed a tear when you watch uh, the Daft Punk video, then something about you're not a house DJ or something like that. And I was like, fuck, because I was kind of ignoring it. I was like, I don't even want to.
Yeah, it was definitely a short film. It was pretty sad seeing them just explode. Maybe I like, and I'm such a like positive mindset. I'm like, maybe this is just some sort of uh what's it called, like a promo stunt. I don't know, but
Like some Jay-Z
those
shit.
French guys are, yeah, but they're pretty serious people, so I don't know if they would toy around with that. They're not, but I mean, Mala did pull the getting arrested stunt, so.
But
But I'm
he's,
hoping, I hope we would still get some music from him, or he's like turned into like a computer chip simulation. He's not a real person anymore. He's in the computer making beats, and then the other guy is actually DJ. I don't know. I don't want to see them go. So
Rydberg says it's all promo for Tron 3. There's a dope conspiracy. I like that. That would be tight as
yeah,
fuck.
did they write the music for the last two Trons?
Yeah, they're in the last one.
Oh, they
Um,
are.
any advice you could give an upcoming producer or DJ in this, I guess, lack of a better term, climate?
Honestly, like with the amount of free time, if they have if they're not an essential worker or they're still locked down or they can work from home, just start. If you really want to get into it, reach out to somebody that's either giving lessons or just jump on YouTube or just start messing around. That's kind of what I did. If you kind of have a basic understanding of dance music, go in there, and even if you don't, go in there, mess around. If you can get Ableton, and you can do everything pretty much with the stock plugins. So just
Word.
don't give up. Have fun with it. Don't be critical on yourself. I know that's like pretty hard to say because I still am like my worst critic, my worst enemy when it comes to things. But do as I say, not as I do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it
Um.
goes.
So I mean, that's pretty much my advice. I mean, there was plenty of times where I was like, damn it, what am I doing? And then I just kind of pushed through it and I'm starting to like, I know it's been what year? It's 2 years in the freak on pretty much, or 1.5. And I'm just now kind of figuring out my sound that I want to like move forward with, which is crazy. And I mean, I have releases that I wish I didn't like put out under the name, but at the same time, like I can't think like that. So
Nah,
I
yeah.
just gotta, build on top of it and watch the layers get pushed down. And those layers are just kind of like a storyline of how I got to where I was. So
That's what we were talking about with Dylan last time. Is he was very bass housey
yeah, he was like
in the
night
beginning,
bass and all that.
and
Yeah.
then now he's went full Euro tech house kind of.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Stripped
still,
back was
but you
still.
still hear the little. He's got his own little kind of LA style of that too. So it's tight. Um,
Hmm.
so if you were to kind of explain, where your sound is heading, um, how would you
Yeah.
put that in words?
I think, I mean, I would say I'm moving kind of more like stripped back or Euro, but also at the same time, um, I do a lot of my own vocals. So I'm kind of trying to do that as well as mixing in some more, uh, you know, groovy, funky, like uh, vocals that you can kind of like sing to or remember. Cause I've always kind of wanted to make some like melodic house. It's always kind of just like felt good in the soul. So I'm moving between kind of stripped back and then putting melodic elements in there, or just having like a really awesome vocal, kind of moving away from the huge like uh big synths. I still have a few releases coming out with those, but I'm starting to move away from that um sort of like typical American tech house sound, and trying to find other ways to make the songs pop without having a huge hit on the one. Or so I'm trying to do that with vocals, or a melodic element, or
Tight.
uh yeah. So
Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to
um
hearing all the new joints, man.
yeah.
We got a question from Mr. Bob Davalina. Who do you look up to as a producer? Two questions. Let's answer that one first. Who do you look up to as a producer?
I would say probably the first person I looked up to was Tony, because he was one of the first people I started listening to, and he really brought me in under his arm, and I saw his workflow and how talented he was. So he's still one of the people that I look up to as a producer. Another person would be Chris Lorenzo. Obviously, I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, and his talent is unmatched. And Chris Lake has also been somebody to just kind of like see how their career progressed and how they kept going with it, and how well they've really killed the game, I guess, in a sense of um, staying true to their sound but staying relevant.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I know those guys are pretty popular and pretty easy to say, but yeah, those cats are crushing it. So
So
you,
part
you
two
just
of
kind of see
that,
the longevity in their career, and that's what I would like. There's a lot of people that rise and fall pretty quick.
one and
So
done. Yeah,
yeah, so I like the longevity aspect of their careers.
that's uh, that's a hard nut to crack. So
It
yeah,
is.
it's a beautiful thing when it really works. What
Yeah, and
about
that's the
who?
most scary part about it.
True, very true. Who would you like to work with in the future?
I would like to work with. I haven't really thought about this one too much. Been trying to just. I mean, we should collab on something.
Man, I'm definitely down with that.
Get get in on that. I'd also like to maybe Sunny Federa, Biscuits would be
Biscuits is
two
dope.
people that I would like to work with. Yeah, I don't know, like a dream collaboration, if they want one, it would be obviously Chris Lake, but
Yeah,
if you could
that's
say something like that, or Mason Maynard is a huge inspiration to me as well,
yeah,
uh,
he's been killing it.
and Dale Howard. I'd love to work with Dale Howard. He's crushing it always. Wade is another one that is a really dope house producer. Huxley. I don't know.
Yeah, shout
Go
out
on with
Huxley. I should get Huxley on here.
with these guys. how do you say? I don't even know how to say his name. Mihalis Safaris.
I don't know how to say that shit either.
But he crushes it, and then Solardo. So I really like what Solardo's done and what they're doing. I love Sola. Um, so
Fuck yeah, man. Let's shout out all the stuff that you got coming up, and we'll wrap it up, and I'll play. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. And See You, is that the one you want me to play?
CU is so this is like more of a strip back, not really a club banging tune. It has like vibey vocals and just kind of like an easy drop. So that's coming out on Techni on March 5th,
Tight.
Friday.
Shout out Noisy.
Um, and then yeah, shout out Noisy. And then I got my House Call Rex, Recycle That single coming out end of March, and that one's more of a club tune with a big drop synth, and I did the vocals on that one. And then I got Solo Toko EPs coming out. Probably one is in either June or I think it's one is in August, and then I think I'm gonna slot another Sink or Swim release in the summer as well.
Sick.
And then we got your collab with Club, the remix coming out, and what's the date? April, and then another remix for Nervo in April. So
Word
that's kind
up,
of what's
man.
on the horizon for the summer.
Fuck yeah.
And then looking at my dream labels for the end of the year and then or 2022. So I'm just trying to really write music that fits my style for my future because I know it takes a long time to get stuff signed. So it's
Especially
like,
now, everyone's so backed up,
yeah,
and it was like
yeah,
everyone
that's
everyone took a break, with the
mm-hmm.
COVID shit, and then people kind of started back up, and then they're like, ah, shit, maybe we'll take a break a little bit longer, and it's the same thing that's been going on with the labels. I've been trying to be persistent, but also it's like there's no reason to
It's hard.
flood. Yeah,
It's
but it's
almost like
coming
it
up.
kind of makes you want to just self-release, uh, unless it's like a huge, massive label. Because like, do you really want to wait that long, or you want to get those sounds out now that currently fit what you're doing?
I
So
think that's a good strategy is to hit the big labels, hit the labels that you really like, and then once you got those slated, drop your own
yeah,
self release in between or every few
I
months
will
or
say
something.
too, for like advice to people is like big labels aren't always the move too. There's a lot of like community and family and these smaller labels. Like one of my favorite is Hood Politics out of San Diego. They're like some of the best guys I know, and they just got a good community.
Hell
DJ
yeah.
Susan is the kind of leader of that pack with his Nutty is another guy that runs that label, but they got such a good community and they're just really good people, and they'll do a lot for you. So um, big labels aren't always like the best thing
Yeah,
unless it's like a
Cosmalia had
defected.
yeah, Cosmalia had really good things to say about the Hood Politic dudes too.
Yeah, yeah, and they put out some good, like, some fire tunes.
Hell
They
yeah.
get like a lot of these smaller artists off their feet. They give them a place to put their music out. So
Fuck yeah. Well, shit, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm stoked for the releases and your set on Dirty Bird live this Wednesday.
yeah, stoked as well.
Couple more crew. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna end with See You and brand new one coming out. Which label is this one coming out?
Techni
Techni.
Techni on the 5th. Yeah, March
Word
5th.
up. So sneak peek. I'll see you guys this Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in, and man, enjoy Tampa. Bring back or send some of that sunshine up to New York
I know.
somehow.
I'm trying to push it.
I was like
Yeah, I'm like,
out in the snow shoveling all kinds of shit, and this guy's sending me videos of him in freaking palm trees and bright sunshine and a t-shirt. But enjoy, man. Soak it up. Thanks for coming
will do.
on. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
thank you.
I'm gonna drop you out, and I'm gonna put this joint on. Peace, peace, peace. Couple more
Alrighty.
crew.
Stay safe, everybody.
Man, thank you guys once again for tuning in. I will see you on Wednesday. There's a small chance there might be some sort of Renegade pop up sometime this week. Can't tell you yet exactly the details, but enjoy. This is a new one from Freecon called See You. Crew, crew, crew.